Hello everypony, Dale over here. Warning: this video will contain pictures from Google that is not mine, so please give respect to the owners of these pictures and copyrights. And also warning, it's going to contain my personally opinions about the monsters in My Little Pony, so if you don't like stuff like this, click away or else stay. Yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So this video was heavily influenced by Ryan. I will leave a link to his channel here because he's talking a lot about, kaijus and stuff like that. So yesterday I actually asked him, do you think like there's kaijus in the My Little Pony universe? Because I was thinking that myself, because there's a Hydra and there's like this monster that comes forth with the sandwiches, and of course there's Spike when he turns into the big dragon with the greed stuff, and there's a lot of other monsters in the universe. And now I have seen like the trailer for the new video with The Rock, and as you can see here, there's also some animals here or some monsters here that are looking like kaijus. I think like they're more like based on dinosaur and Fenrir from the Nordic stuff, but that was not what we were here to talk about. I actually found a chart where you can see the different sizes of a kaiju, and I was just like, okay, if it have to be this big, I don't think like it's the smaller monsters. Like we have like this two-headed dog at one point, and we have like a small animals or monsters at some point in the My Little Pony universe, like the diamond dogs and stuff like that. I don't think like they're kaijus. And also the diamond dogs and some of the smaller animals or monsters in this case can actually talk, so I don't think they're kaijus either, because I don't believe like a kaiju have the ability to talk. Maybe you will correct me in the comments down below, but yeah. So for example, a monster or a character or like stuff like that, like Iron Will, I don't think like he's a kaiju either. That's a good example, I think. Even though he is a Taurus, or yeah, how to say that. But we have like the dragons in the My Little Pony universe, and we have of course like swings, we have like the Timberwolves, we have like what more, that bunyip stuff that comes forward because of the sandwiches. We also have like the what is that monster that comes in the glacier, like almost eating Pinkie Pie at one point. And we have like some monsters that are in the waters of the Gauntlet episode or the other Spike episode. And of course we have the Chimera, and we have Cerberus, and of course we have like the Hydra, as I said before. But I was actually thinking like the first thing I was thinking about like with the Hydra was that it was actually based on like the Hydra from Hercules stories. So yeah, I don't know, but I think like that could qualify as a kaiju, and I think like that's really interesting to think about. There's also stuff like the Ursa, like that is this big bear that's made out of stars, and I don't know if that qualifies, but I think like the three-headed bunyip, even though like I think it was more based on dinosaurs, and I will show a picture of the dinosaur that I think it was based on. I cannot pronounce its name for anything, but like I remember that was the thing that I was thinking about when I saw it. But most people are saying like it's based on Nessie, and I can also see that. So calling that a kaiju, yeah, I guess so, because we don't know if the Loch Ness monster is a kaiju or not. That could actually be really interesting. Now, going back to the Sphinx, for example, I don't think like that is a kaiju, because like that's more Egyptian god or a Egyptian thing, or how to say that. And I don't know. It's also have the ability to talk, so I will not say like, no, I will not qualify that as a kaiju. And the Timberwolves, I think like they're too small, or they're like too, I will not say basic because it's a really good idea, but you know, like there's also the thing like the this worm, I cannot pronounce that name either, but I was actually thinking like this can actually qualify as a kaiju because it's big and it's like almost swallowing Twilight and Cadence at one point. But I was actually at the first time I saw that, I thought it was based on the sandworm or the death worm, and I'm going to show a picture of the sandworm from Star Wars and the death worm that I was thinking about here. But yeah, if we move along, there's also like this fish or monster that is deep in the sea of where the dragons live. And I guess you can say like that's a kaiju. I'm not sure how. It seems like to be pretty big and like really scary and menacing. And I'm thinking about like those fish that lives dark on underwater. I think like they're called anglerfish. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I was just like thinking a lot about what can be defined as kaiju certain or not, and I will say like that can certainly. There's also like the chimera, and here like it becomes a little like where I'm like, is the chimera big enough to be a kaiju? And I actually was thinking like it's more based on the chimera in the stories about like chimeras and stuff like that. The lion and the goat and the snake mixed together stuff. So I will say like no, I guess not. But there's also like Cerberus, and here like I come to an impasse because like I really like the storyline that there is with Cerberus, and I also have a really big fondness for for Fenrir from the Nordic telling. But like Cerberus is the three-headed dog that guards the underrealm, or the door to the underrealm in the old stories. And there's also like something with Hercules actually defeating the Cerberus' dog and stuff like that. But like I will say like that's more for like the underworld. I don't know if kaijus can come from the underworld. Maybe I should have like talked with Ryan a little bit more about this, but I guess not. It's not a kaiju. Cerberus is not like if we are taking it from the My Little Pony show, I don't think it is like. But if we take it from the stories with like Hercules and all of that, I actually think like that Cerberus is, because like that is immensely bigger than the show actually shows that it is. And it's also like the guardian to the door of the nether realms, or how to say that, or hell actually in this case. So yeah. And of course there's the Hydra. Now again I will say maybe because like we have like the kaiju with a lot of heads. I just in my mind I just forgot its name, but I really do feel like Hydra and like kaijus have things in common. So yeah, I will say like yeah, maybe that is a kaiju. I don't think like the real dragons in the My Little Pony universe, so for example the Dragon Lord and the other dragons are kaijus. The thing that happened with Spike when he like became like possessed with greed, that is the only thing we can see in the show that looks like something a kaiju would do. Like we see Godzilla destroying towns and stuff like that. So I guess like in that moment he was like representing a kaiju, but I don't think like he is a kaiju, because like now he got wings and stuff like that. So I don't know, he's more a dragon than he is a kaiju, but maybe dragons are kaijus too. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, if there are some of these you think that are kaijus. And yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not like 100% sure about all of this. And there's like also smaller monsters like the dog with 2 heads and stuff like that at one point. But yeah, that's actually all that I have to say. I will show the monsters that I think like they were based on instead. And tomorrow I'm going to talk more about that. I think like the My Little Pony episodes or the seasons, or how to say, like all of it is based on Hercules's 12 trials. But yeah, that's actually all. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that's actually all. Yeah, okay, bye.